Hi, everybody. This is Jen from Simple Luxuries Travel, and today we are talking all about Run Disney. We are training officially for Dopey in January of 2022. This is my husband, Joe. So if you follow us, or if you follow me on social media on Instagram or Facebook, my handle is Mickey Ears for Us. And so you'll often see training logs of parents of 8. So we have 8 kids, and training for Dopey is something that we just have to make time for us for. So this is our official start to training. So on Monday was our first training session. And we started back in end of May, beginning of June.
Somewhere around there.
To get ourselves up to being able to run a 5K daily. So we found this one YouTuber who we've been watching now for
2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, something like that. So Coach Heather Jergensen over on Runners
Without Limits.
Yeah, Runners Without Limits. That's who we've been following. And she has now made a training plan for Wine and Dine, also Dopey. So once we get our bibs for Dopey, we'll be purchasing her plan. And what's the name of the... I know, I blanked on it too.
I remembered it before we started.
Something Peaks, Training
Peaks.
So you can find her over there, and it's very detailed, which is what I need. I need something that walks me through things. She has a Facebook page. She has a YouTube page. You can find her pretty much on any social media, and that's where we found her. When we were first getting into this, we needed to see like what everything looked like, and she and another YouTuber explained things so simply for new beginners, and so we just have always kind of stuck with her because she was really good at the beginning for us and has carried us through multiple races on everything from the expo to the bibs to running in general.
Yes.
So big huge shout out to Coach Heather. It's been awesome to be able to also meet her in person. We met her at Wine and Dine 2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a fun race.
Yeah, that was. So this week was the official start with her training plan. There's tons of training plans out there, and not everyone is right for
each person. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you have to kind of figure out what works for you best. So I know how she works. I know how she trains. She shows you in all of her videos. And so she just kind of like clicked with us. But, I mean, there's tons of other,
lots
training
of other coaches and plans out there. You can either download or pay for a trainer.
Right. So you just kind of have to figure out what works for you. So on Monday, we ran it's the training log, or the training plan called for a 30-minute run. We did, however, a little bit different variation of it because that's what just works for us. So Mondays was a 30-minute training run. We did a little bit over that, 37, because we wanted to hit that 3.1 or that 5K. I feel like that one was pretty easy.
Yeah,
we were able to run and talk, and
it was a nice what did we end up doing? It was 12:10 pace.
Yeah, we were able to talk and not feel like out of breath the whole time.
No, we couldn't do that a month and a half ago when we started.
No. So a month and a half ago when we started all of this, we would run for a little bit and then walk, and then run for a little bit longer, and then walk it out. It wasn't really until right around the 4th of July where we kind of like felt like we were strong enough where we could like merge everything together. So Monday's run was decent. It was probably an evening run, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like around 8 o'clock at night or something. So you'll find with us for we don't always get up and run at 6 a.m. We're just too tired. Honestly, I mean, at 6 a.m., I don't know.
Well, and then we run into the issue because of where we live. It gets so hot and so humid so quickly that if you're not running at 6 a.m., you're running at 9 o'clock at night.
Right. And then with the kids, I mean, we know when school starts back up, this is summertime. When school starts back up, we're going to have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, and this week our oldest had surgery on his toes.
So, so it's just we just have to make it work whenever we can fit it in. I mean, there's 8 kids that we have to take care of. And so we just fit it in when we can. Tuesday called for just cross training, 30 minutes of cross training. And we opted for the pool. It was a really, really hot day. We are not swimmers.
As my 7-year-old will correct me on my kicking form, there's no bicycles allowed in the pool.
Tuesday proved we are not swimmers. We're not like runners either. I mean, we just kind of like do this just to have something to do together. But yeah, Tuesday showed we are not swimmers. But that's what made it, a little bit more of a challenge. We got in the pool during break, which was 15 minutes. And
that was a long 15 minutes.
We used the kick boards. We kicked for 15 minutes. And then the rest of the time we swam. We just did like 300, whatever 300 is for.
Yeah. And we walked back and forth in the water.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of like aqua running, I guess is the correct term for it. But we did do some swimming, if you want to call it that. I don't know. On Wednesday, the plan calls for another 30-minute run. I just have like this huge mental thing with stopping before I get to a 5K. So anytime that says 30 minutes, I'm just going to run it out for a 3.1. So sometimes we get really close to that at 30 minutes, but usually it takes us about 35, 37 minutes or so.
We're dropping slowly under that 12. But that 12 to 11:30 is kind of our sweet spot right now.
Yeah, and we know what we're capable of. We know that that's going to drop down to 9:30 eventually. It's just not there yet.
No, but it was we ran this one. We tried to get up early and run. Was this before his surgery?
Yes.
So we knew we didn't get done before the surgery. Right. I mean, it was a minor surgery, so I mean,
it wasn't anything. I mean, it could have been done in the office, but because of the pain level that he would have probably been in, the doctor opted to do it at the hospital. It was an outpatient. He's home. He's doing fine. He's actually doing really, really well. I was kind of impressed with how well he did. He was hurting when he woke up, but since then he's done very well.
The first day on the meds.
If you've ever had a kid come out of anesthesia, sometimes it's quite humorous.
Yes.
I can only imagine I've had several surgeries, so I can only imagine those poor nurses when they get me to wake up. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things like the Apple Watch shows us, like heart rate through the whole training, like your split times, and then the cadence. There's some things that we're still learning. So welcome. You can learn right along with us. I don't know if my cadence is supposed to be high to go faster or low to go faster. It's one of those things. But we did learn this week that we're training slow to run fast. It's kind of like Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Right?
Turn right to go left.
Or whatever it is. Yeah. But Thursday was a choose your own adventure. You could choose to cross train or run.
Right. Cross train
for 30 minutes.
Could have been in the pool or walking or some other activities. It could have been, what else is cross training? Because it's not like CrossFit. It's
right. Cross training could have been walking, aqua running, on a bicycle.
Ugh.
I don't know. There's like all these different combinations you can slide in for cross training. It's just supposed to be it's time on your feet. Really, Dopey training is time on your feet. Period.
That day we ended up having to you took your aunt to the airport with your grandfather's car.
Right.
So we had to take it back that night.
And he needed help with something. I don't remember. Oh, the sofa. He was getting a new sofa. So then we had to help him rearrange some furniture. My grandparents are in their 90s. God love them. They still live on their own. he just needs help every once in a while with some things. So we went over and moved some furniture for him. And then we took his car back, and he lives 3 miles from us.
This is about 2. We took some detours to get to the 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. We went down a couple of cul-de-sacs.
Yes.
Added some distance that way.
Yes.
So we went over and helped him. But man, oh man, if that is an uphill from his house. I mean, you don't realize the elevation gain.
Well, it's only, and we just didn't start it till we were at the top of the big hill. It's 39 feet, and we didn't start till we were at the top of the big hill.
So leaving his apartment complex, you go up. I mean, like, it's like straight up a hill.
Yeah, we walked up that.
That was our warm up.
It was exhausting.
Coming down, though, at one point, we were downhill, but then it went straight back uphill.
Yes.
So our pace was terrible.
And that route, we had to cross a couple larger streets. And
some major streets, 4-lane, roads and stuff like that with a lot of traffic lights. I do not do well with traffic.
Well, it doesn't help that you can see she wears glasses, and she can't wear those to run. And you have contact coming up Monday?
No, tomorrow. Hey.
So she'll be able to see, hopefully, come Monday?
When I take my glasses off, I can see that we're sitting here, but I cannot make out, like, facial features or anything like that. I can't. I mean, that screen over there is huge. I can tell there's numbers there, but it's blurry, even as big as that is. So, yeah, when I'm running, I don't wear my glasses because it fogs up. You guys know how that goes. But
anyway. And then running at night, the lighting, you go from light areas to dark areas, you're on the sidewalk. And really even I who can see, there's times where I just can't see what my footing is. Yeah. And so it gets really tricky. I mean, when some nights when we're out, and depending on the route and how dark it's going to be, we actually have like a safety light up vest that I'll wear.
Yeah, we'll have to show that next time.
That hopefully people can see us because
we know it gets dark.
And it gets tricky.
But so it's definitely cool.
Thursday was the adventure back.
Yeah, but see, like that cadence speed was 140, whereas when we
was around 160, 155 to 160.
Yeah. So
I don't know why the cadence shifted.
If you guys know, drop it in the comments what this cadence speed shows you.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm at a loss for it again. Still learning. So, then on Friday was a run at your own or whatever pace you wanted to run at.
So it could have been a race pace, which is full speed, or slow and steady, or.
But I feel like Friday.
We did 11,
that's not our 5K.
Fastest.
It's not our 5K speed by any means. That's more of our half marathon speed.
Right, but it didn't feel like. I mean, it felt like we were going slow, and it's as we said, our pace is, as we've been running more, our pace is picking up, our average slow pace.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because usually our slow pace is right around. Well, it started at 12 and a half.
And then you can even see with the heart rate, whichever one of us this is. I know with mine has been around that 155 now, but when we were first doing it to run the 5K, even at like a 12:30,
right,
my heart rate was 165. It was way too high.
Yeah. 173.
So as the condition has gotten there, it's definitely getting down to a number where it doesn't freak me out as much to see it.
Right, and you can also see total time on our feet there. It dropped off by like a minute from, I don't know what day. We were at 37 at one time.
Yeah.
And I know we've been in the 40s before. So it's getting better. It's just time and training.
Then came Saturday.
I really don't even want to talk about Saturday.
Saturday, we completed our hour.
So Saturday's training run is just supposed to be run for an hour, which
at an easy, whatever pace, easy pace,
whatever you want to do, right? Totally fine with us. Previous Saturday, we did beautifully. We ran 5 miles in an hour and totally fine. The temperature last Saturday was gorgeous. I mean,
temperature today is perfect.
Right.
Temperature yesterday, you can see we started closer to 10 o'clock. We planned to get out and run closer to 7:38.
Yeah.
So the time we got out, it was 85 to 90 degrees for the hour we were out there. Mm-hmm. And humidity was 71
or 73, something like that percent.
I mean, just walking the half mile we do to warm up, I was already sweating.
I mean, we were soaked in 30 minutes. I mean, it literally looked like we had gotten out of a pool.
It was unbelievable. In that short time, I've never been that wet.
Yeah. So we live in Northern Virginia, and the humidity here can just be killer, which is why we oftentimes opt to run at night because at least we don't have to deal with the sun.
It was also the sun, and there was no clouds yesterday.
It was beautiful if you were at a pool or a beach. I mean, we said that when we stopped. I mean, it was beautiful for that, you know.
But anyways, we ran for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And somewhere around 35 minutes of where we we're coming near a shopping center.
Yeah.
And we just said, okay, we're going to run over to the CVS. It was your call. It was a great call.
Yeah.
And actually the best part of that run at that point was in running there, there's an overhang along the shopping center. So we were able to get in some shade, which allowed us to get just a little bit farther. But we had to stop and get water. We actually bought water. They sold that liquid IV stuff so you get the extra hydration in there. And we probably took, a 10, 15 minute between getting the water and then we started walking again.
We just kept telling ourselves, just get to 45 minutes, just get to 45 minutes.
Actually, it couldn't have been that long because we started at 9:43. We ended at 10:51. So
yeah, we didn't take that long in CVS. I mean, that was nice to get the air conditioning because at one point, well, we had to leave the CVS because we were starting to get the chills and stuff from being so hot and then going into the air conditioning and then cooling off enough. But anyway, we were just going to walk it out. We were going to walk the rest of the 15 minutes that were left on the clock for the hour run.
Because there's actually, Heather says, if you have a bad run, you sometimes just need to call it.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to walk it out. It's just, you keep saying it's time on your feet.
Right.
Because it's just about accruing that strength in your legs and you being used to it. But as you're about to say, after about getting the water, another 5-10 minutes of walking.
Yeah. I kept saying, I think we can run. I think we can do this. We got huge water bottles. I mean, whatever the biggest size is there. And then we had that liquid IV. I had drank about a little over half of it.
You were,
And you had gotten, your quarter.
No, when I was thirsty enough. I normally drink really slowly.
Yeah.
She'll normally do 2 to 3 drinks to my one.
Yeah. So
no matter what we're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was actually ahead of you at one point with how dehydrated I was.
Yeah. We didn't look at the weather forecast for yesterday
that's a huge lesson learned.
It was training for everybody has that one horrible run that they'll always remember. At least, I don't know. We do anyway.
Yeah.
We had a horrible training run. It was like September or August of 2019 when we were getting ready for Wine and Dine Challenge of 2019. We were running, and again, like yesterday, we got out later than expected. Somebody needed something. We needed to get people situated before we could go out. We needed to wake up an older kid to watch younger kids type thing. And it just, we just didn't get out fast enough. It was a really, really hot day. Again, even in September around here, it can get really hot. We'll have these fake out, psych, summer's not over yet days. And that was one of them. We literally, I think I went back and looked. I think we made it 7 or 8 miles. It doesn't feel like that, but we actually made it that far.
That route, she literally will not go that direction since that day leaving our house.
It's got bad juju all written all over it.
But so because that we had run a significant distance from the house, 7 miles.
Right.
And it was supposed to be a 14-mile run. So we were halfway away. And thank God I brought a credit card because this was before we had the Apple Watches and Apple Pay. So we were able to stop at a 7-Eleven and get something to drink and eat on the way back. And it was also before either of our older 2 kids could drive.
No, the oldest could.
Could Joey?
Yeah, he could.
Oh, well, we could have called again and picked up.
We could have. I think we did, didn't we?
No, we walked back.
We walked it back. Okay.
I'm not sure he had his full license yet. Okay. Remember,
that one will always be known as
the run.
That run.
Yeah.
So from learning from that, that's what made me say out loud yesterday at 45 minutes, turn left. The CVS is right. I mean, literally closer than the house at this point. So that's why we stopped, because we had learned from a previous run that you're going to hit that wall and you're not going to be able to move.
It would have been ugly.
Yeah. And our second oldest, who can now drive, she was at work, so we couldn't call her to come pick us up yesterday. Our oldest just had surgery. He couldn't drive on both of his feet, so he couldn't drive. Our third oldest can't drive yet, not old enough. So we really didn't have an option. We had to check the ego at the door and say we're stopping. And so that's what we did. We stopped. we walked, we got water, and then we started up again. And
then,
it worked out okay. Like, look at our pace.
Yeah.
I mean, for walking, that was like 7 minutes of walking, and our pace was still 12:24. Yeah. And we felt like we were slow.
Oh, good Lord. I felt like I was walking.
I mean, I felt like the turtle could have gone faster than we were. I mean, it was kind of, I was laughing at myself, but
we were moving though. We kept putting one foot in front of the other, as I kept saying the dory line. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Some days that's all it is. And that's where we're lucky, training together on a day where I feel like crap.
Right.
She'll drag me out the door.
Right. Same.
Yeah.
When I don't want to do it, kicking and screaming. Come on, we got to finish it. We got to get it done. It won't take that long. We'll be better when we're over. And half the time, this is what our training runs sound like. So when we go to Disney, I want to look at this. And then his will be, well, when we go to Disney, I want to eat this. So this is how the mantra goes when we're running. Or, well, what do you think about this time or that next time? You know, so we're talking about things that we don't necessarily get to talk about with all the kids around. And then halfway through the run, it will be, so what are we going to eat when we get done with this?
What she doesn't realize is most of the run, I've been already planning that and trying to figure out if I could do this. What do we have in the house? Do I need to run to the store quick? Oh, I'm too tired to go to the store.
He's the chef. I am not. And I don't ever claim to. I am the waitress and the short order, like I get the
sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches, and I do all the prep.
So then today, Sunday, the best day of the week. I've never so looked forward to a rest day as I did yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Then and I think that's what we said on our walk. I think I finally turned to you and I said, do you know why it's built in for Sunday now?
Well, and we also, with the Choose Your Own Adventure, we chose to run 4 days in a row, which is last week we had done walking or whatever as our Choose the Adventure.
Right.
So it was the cumulative effect, which was good for us for learning for Dopey, is we learned, hey, that hydration and being prepared to be able to go day after day after day after day.
Yeah.
You've got to really be ready for that and really take that into account. And we didn't properly.
So I mean, it prepped us for, what we're gonna be seeing. I mean,
for those of you who don't know what the Dopey Challenge is.
Yeah. So it's
48.6 miles in 4 days.
So it's a 5K on Thursday, a 10K on Friday, a half on Saturday, and a full marathon on Sunday. So there's our buddy.
Yep.
We are just freaking crazy.
We're Dopey.
Seriously. So why do we want to do this? Why do we want to put ourselves through this? It's a bucket list thing.
It is. When it started
back in 2018.
You had to have 4 surgeries in 1 year.
Yeah.
And so
after that, I think.
Well, you wanted to prove you could still do stuff, I thought.
Yeah.
When I was because just there to support.
Our kids don't think that I'm athletic. I don't know why. I mean, they see me on the softball field when we're coaching. They see me at basketball practices and stuff like that. We both coach. We kind of do a lot of things together. I'm learning that that's not a normal thing, but well, it is for us. Overall, I think week 1
was good.
It was good. I mean, Saturday, let's be honest, Saturday sucked.
Yeah, but it wasn't the week wasn't bad. We're not going, oh, I'm done. That was it. 1 week and I'm out.
Yeah, no. I mean.
No, we're ready for tomorrow to get started.
Stubborn, so.
So our computer battery is dying, so we should wrap this up quick because I was lazy and didn't bring the cord upstairs because we hide in our room to record from the.
So every once in a while, you may see a child pop in here when we do this, but overall, training week 1 went really well.
Week 2 is same
very
activities.
Similar. Yeah, very similar.
And we'll check in with you guys next week.
Yep. So keep going and be magical, and we'll see you real soon.